Warning! Graphic pest control video ahead. Do not watch if you might be offended. If, however, you really like watching pest control videos, then hello again and welcome to the Squirrel Hunter channel. Please continue and watch us as we control pest populations with silenced air rifles here in the UK. If you have any questions, can you please check the description below first to see if it's already been answered and for some useful links. Thank you. In this episode of our outings, I'd like to dispel some apparent confusion regarding the effectiveness of what we do. We shoot as many pests in an area as we can until the levels drop to very few or zero. We know we've succeeded by intel from the landowners and from us sitting there for 4 hours or more without seeing anything. We have loads of footage where we saw nothing or only got 1 or 2. This population drop lasts until others move in from surrounding areas, when we will visit it again and shoot them in turn. We check the feeders regularly and can tell when they've been used a lot. We can only affect the local populations, and we would like to see more people doing as we do, which is why we upload these vids these days. We only upload the good days out because it makes a better video for showing how to shoot them effectively and humanely. But that seems to have given the wrong impression on numbers. So in this episode, we've compiled together a few of the outings where we didn't get many. I won't bore you with the unsuccessful outings. I just want you all to know the big numbers aren't that common when you shoot the area often. But enough of bro's fatter pillars. And get out in the countryside, bro. Go shoot some squirrels. Which is exactly what he's doing now. He's having a quick look into the fields. It's a misty morning. He parks his car down the end on the lane and walks up. Doesn't tend to drive his car up there. Bit handy with my 4x4. Now he's managed to get into the hide. He's that bit of card on the bottom right hand corner there. He's taken a test shot at that. Got his scope cam on. He spotted something. Just gotta wait for it to turn up. And you can see the movement on the right hand side of the tree. Here comes the first victim. No other squirrels have been shot so far this morning. So normally they come straight in to feed. But as per usual, you just have to wait for that to happen. And you see the squirrel go on the right hand side of the tree. And it keeps on going. Bro's still waiting for it to come back. He's tracking it with a scope cam. I haven't included the scope cam footage because that squirrel's disappeared right up the tree for reasons best known to the squirrel. Normally they're hungry and the rumbly belly gets them on the feeder, usually straight away. Not to worry, at least they're in the area. Here comes a rat. These youngsters tend to come out in the daytime. If bro can't get a tree rat, you go for a ground rat. The beep of his scope cam there, possibly causing that one to rush away. Trouble with rats in the daytime, they tend to be a bit more jittery than night, especially in the open ground. They dash in and dash out. I do believe he's scoping this out to try and shoot him when he comes out. I've shot him here before. Always seems to be the youngsters here that come out in the daylight hours. I think the bigger rats tend to boss them around overnight. If they get out in the daytime, they can probably feed unmolested. They have to run the gauntlet of other predators, raptors, and us if we're sat in the hide. Definitely on the menu if we're there. No squirrels about. The rats are definitely a target. It's an unwanted side effect of having a feeder. Tends to draw the rats to it as well. But the owner will want them gone. They only get on his pheasant feeders. That was not playing ball. Rose put the camera on this time because he spotted a rat running around. There's no grain on the floor. He's sort of hoping it's going to come to the feeder. From what he said, it's darting in and out the hole at the bottom, looking like it might be coming up the tree. You just got to be patient. The more observant among you would have spotted the rat run up from the bottom of the screen. It's now on the right hand side of the feeder. Here it comes. And it dashes back. Still pretty nervous. Would have found a grain on the end there. Definitely knows where the hopper is. Here it goes. Will it go this time? And it did. Didn't mess about though. Unfortunately, Bro was tracking it there. But it gave him no opportunity to shoot. It's also given him a clue of how it's going to behave. It's going to come on the left hand side of the feeder now. Bro's going to get ready for a shot. There we go. It paused. It just dropped down on the left hand side of the feeder, down the back of the tree. Succumbed to the body shot it just took. Here's the scope cam footage. And there's the pause. And Bro wasted no time shooting it through the shoulder with a Webley Power Pal. There was still plenty of energy left in the pellet to deform it against the metal backstop. About 2 pellets gone straight through that small rat, through the heart and lung area. It sprinted round and dropped down there and died. Didn't get far, a bit like a heart-lung shot on a deer. A rather large pellet for such a small rat. Body shot, perfectly acceptable. And this one did the business very well indeed. And no one wants to touch these rats with their bare hands. They got any sense? Bro's just trying to uncover it a bit with better luck. There it is. See his pliers to the right. A little bit far back. Maybe lungs, maybe spine. It's taken a deflection, it's hit it. Come at the lower rib cage. So that's done all sorts of nasty damage inside. Never ever going to run far with that. Just as a matter of interest, that's the size of lead projectile that was used. Big chunk of fur on the back. Just to pinch the skin against the board, or the metal even. Plenty of damage done. So that's the first session. Bro decides to film our favourite European buzzards. Quite a few out today. As said in previous videos, it's not a hawk. Buteo buteo is its Latin name. Look it up. Always nice to see the raptors flying around. It's more like it, not the jet plane. Better view there, Bro. It's obviously hunting around, looking to scavenge something, I should imagine, or drop down on an unsuspecting rabbit. It's sights like this that make it very much worthwhile going out, even if you only got one little rat. Anyway, that was session 1. Session 2, same location. Looks like Bro's had a lie-in. So farmer's beaten into it. Keeps his cattle in that shed. Bro's in the hide. You can see it's a dank, wintry day. Bit drizzly. Permanent hide's quite good. That type of thing. Keeps the rain off and the wind. It's quite sheltered here. I've had fairly good success in bad weather, as long as you don't get stuck. Then we have a first victim. And then the side of the tree. It seems quite nervous. Set a bit of card on the front. Bro uses for zeroing on. Always important to take a test shot prior to shooting, just to make sure the gun's on, the scope's on. It gives you opportunity to re-zero. And if it won't hold zero, you pack up and go home. Because we're not here to wound them. We either shoot them or we don't shoot them. Bro's got a scope cam on today. And wait for the optimum moment to shoot this squirrel. It's holding quite still at the moment. But Bro's not going to take the shot just yet. You never quite know when they're going to move their head. Maybe that one's on alert. Could also be another squirrel somewhere else. It's frozen or seen something else. Or even made your position. You know, he could have shot it 10 times over. He's just trying to gauge its reaction. Doesn't appear to want to go anywhere else, but it does. It's rather annoying. There we go. That's what's happened. There was another squirrel nearby, and they know they're there before you ever do. I'm sure if they can make noises they can hear, whether it's just the claws on bark, or they smell them, or what it is. But there'll be some sort of dominance being asserted somewhere on that tree. All you've got to do is wait for the winner to come down. It's a bit like inverse evolution. Usually ends up survival of the puniest, survival of the wimpiest squirrel. All the toughest males get to the food first. Get the first lead pellet. There we go. Up the tree, messing about. So they settle their differences. Other locations we've been at, it's like a conveyor belt. You can see up the bank, one will be sat on the feeder, about 20 or 30 yards behind. Another one will be sat, and then behind that again. They all move along when you shoot the first one. This looks like the winner. There we go. The squirrel's peering around the side. Bro's tracking this one. Bro's watching, and it presents itself in a straight on headshot. Bro takes a shot immediately. Quick reload. The one on the right hand side of the tree is all confused. This is still the same bit of footage. I've just moved the crosshairs over so you can see the squirrel on the right hand side of the tree. It's going to pause in a minute, hopefully. Go on alert. You can see the camera's struggling really badly. It's another reason we don't tend to do scope cams that much these days. That's what Bro can see. Not good, is it? Camera's really struggling there. It's much better to put your eyes to the scope and see it correctly. Let's go up the tree a little bit. And Bro's watching it over the top of the camera, just with his naked eyes. You can see it come back down. So he starts looking for it in the crosshairs, ready to take a shot if it sits still. As you can see with the camera view, it's a blurry silhouette. The 2.2 power pel hit it straight in the side of the head. A little bit of a wait later. You can see a squirrel on the far tree in the right there. So there was an extra squirrel about on this day. That was coming down to investigate the first one dead on the floor. It looks like it's going to run up the tree and hide. These are the trials and tribulations of shooting squirrels, I'm afraid. Bro's trying to locate it. Without much joy. Looking at it now, I would guess that other squirrel has something to do with it. Maybe a dominance thing going on again, out of sight. Or maybe they've gone back down to look at the one on the road, which is stone dead. You're just going to wait for one to turn up. Bro's given up on this one. Turns the camera off. A little bit of a wait. Then he spots a squirrel come down the tree. And probably goes back up the tree again. Nowhere in sight. Just one of those things, I'm afraid. Maybe it's caught sight of the other one. Again, camera goes off, camera has to come back on again. This is more like it. You can see the silencer poking in the top right of the screen. It's got the scope cam on. This one's having a feed on the side. Bro's going to try and pick it up in the scope cam. There we go. It's found some seed and it's sat up feeding. Bro wasted no time then. Hitting it right in the top of the head. There's a bit of a dance about into the body stopper. Nothing wrong with that headshot. purely a nervous reaction, disinhibition, the neurons in the spine. And as said at the beginning, these are the sessions that didn't go so great. We still managed to get 3, probably sat there between 4 and 5 hours. It's a hard work for, better than one rat, eh? 2 together, a bit like buses. See, it's a sunny day, but it has been tipping down with rain. A mini tsunami flowing down the lane. Here we have the culprits. No doubt in that. That's probably the straight on headshot one. Bit of blood out the ear. Sure he shot that one. Right over the eye, I think. And there's squirrel number 3 with a piece of pulverised brain hanging out the hole the pellet made. There's the S410, the Whitetail Classic on top, 3 dead squirrels, and the Panasonic recorder on a homemade adapter on the back. Here we are again, checking the feeders at the Pick Your Own farm. I've noticed the levels have dropped. This is Bro's feeder. He normally shoots at the bottom of the hill, so I arranged an outing with him the very next day. This is Bro filming from my car. This is right at the other end of the farm as we approach, as we entered the farm. Just up the lane, lots of rabbits out. I'm not targeting these at the moment, but if they do step out in front of us, they will be going home to be eaten. Lots of activity here, munching on the grass, which is not so bad. And we spot one of the things we've come here for. Typical, isn't it? Nowhere near the feeder, but they are all over the place there. We didn't have any rifles handy, else we might have tried to take that one. We're in the hide. This is Bro. It wasn't long after we set up, it absolutely tipped it down with rain. It was supposed to be light showers from what the BBC weather forecast said. It strikes me as it's still a bit of a dark art. We've got lots of footage of this. I'll just show you a little bit, just to give you an idea of what we had to put up with. You have to wait it out. That's precisely what we both did. Our pop-up hides aren't really waterproof. We stuck it out. Here's Bro waiting. Beautiful day now. Now the rain stopped. Lots of fruit blossom on the cherry trees. And just waiting for a squirrel to come in. We've had a bit of activity on this feeder. Here comes the rain again. And the squirrel sets itself up just nicely at the bottom. Bro's been waiting a while for this one. He's got the scope cam on, which I've edited the front bit off because he was waving all over the place as he shouldered his rifle. Now he's trying to track the squirrel on the ground. If it sits still like that, we'll probably shoot it. Nice and comfortable. Lines up on it. Looks like a good shot at first, then it gets up and runs. Bro's had to get out the hide pretty much immediately and give chase. He's found it straight away. And just getting the camera to show you what's happened. It's run from there to there. So whatever it hit, it didn't hit the brain. It did enough damage, so it didn't run far. Quite amazing how tough these little creatures are. And that was it for the day for Bro. Over to me now, top of the hill, by the water tank. See the hides in the bush on the left, next to it. My car parked down at the way. I'll be shooting at that feeder. You'll be familiar with if you've seen our other videos. That's out the back. Just as I got there, dawn's breaking. That's the east. If you look over that direction, see the tip of that wood. You've seen it in other videos before. Right on the other side, almost exactly there, it's where Bruv's feeder is. That's a 400-acre wood there. So he's whacking them over there, and we're whacking them over here. Anyway, down to business. Got my little spinner up. You've seen it in other videos. Got it just to take my test shot on. Nothing wrong with that. BSA R10 today. Shooting Terminators, if I'm not mistaken. I'm sat waiting. Same as Bro did. He didn't bother filming the first bit. The rain is yet to come. And there it is, on cue. Didn't take long. And I'm filming it as well. And we're texting each other and cursing our luck. You can see it dripping into the roof. Pop-up hides are good, but they're not a tent. Might have to get something like a tarp to go over for days like this. Have to move all my kit out the way. Very annoying, really. The close-up view of it. I'll dry this out when I got back home in the kitchen. Also, even bigger problem, I made my tea and I forgot to put milk in it. Look at it. Horrible looking stuff. So it wasn't a very good day all round, but I did have a donut, which did help. Nearly 8:20. Rain's just stopped. Hoping for some squirrels soon. As I sit there waiting, just watch the wildlife. That's all I can do, really. Nearly 9:20. The sun's come out. I was trying to keep a bit of an audio diary as to what was going on. Saved me writing it down. But it looked to be a much better day. And here we have a squirrel. Just exactly what I wanted. Nice squirrel sat on top of the feeder. I get the R10 up. I start to track him. If he sits still there long enough, he'll get shot. Much better job that. Quite amazing. Little curve of the bank. And a little bit of grass. You can't see him properly. I've waited an awful long time for this squirrel. A bit like Bro did. No running around for this one. Just a few last nervous kicks. And that's my only squirrel of the day. Just got to include this. And to have a robin in shot. I've given up as well. Text Bro, told him let's go. There it is. See the blood splot where it landed. Just did a bit of a kick. Flopped over. See the pellets gone a little bit low, but I am shooting uphill a little bit at it. And that's my one squirrel for the day. There it is with the BSAR 10, 22 caliber. And that was yet again another outing where we didn't get that many. One in that case. One's better than none. And here I am out again after squirrels. The same location. Early part of the year. You can see that little spinner on the tree. I'm going to take a test shot at it with my rapid. And I missed. Straight in the right hand side. Always worth taking a test shot before you start shooting. It's the right thing to do. And I missed again. Bit of a sigh of exasperation. Normally I take it out of its slip, take the test shot, perfect first time, confidence is restored. And I've had a bit of a play about with the rifle now. I've had a tweak and take another shot. And I hit it bang on the money. This is why we take test shots. 9 times out of 10 it might be perfectly fine, but it needs to be perfect all the time. And that's why we take a test shot. Even 2 when we've had a problem. I've taken 2, I've hit 2. I am now confident in the rifle's performance. I just have to sit and wait. I've got a lid on it. I've wedged it open at this stage. Bit of wood, just so they can get their heads in there. Birds and the like. Hopefully they attract the attention of squirrels. And I'm panning up into the tree because I've seen movement. I think it was a bird, and now I've spotted it. It's a jay. They're in the UK, they are on the Pest register. If they're egg thieves, and you'll see us in other videos, we'll shoot 1 or 2 in the woodland we patrol because they rear pheasants. But I've spoken to the owner here, and he says jays are no problem at all to him. So they're not causing a problem, so we're not going to shoot it. We don't just shoot things just for the fun of it. I'm quite happy to sit and watch this magnificent looking bird take his feed out of our feeder. I'm not going to shoot it. In fact, he was there for quite a while. Quite a greedy guts, really. They do pig out. You want to see them eating peanuts. He's having a free feed, and I'm sitting there watching him. So I'd rather watch something happen than nothing. He's not going to eat that much, and the activity might attract a squirrel, you never know. He was there for ages, and you can see I've sped it up for you, till eventually he gets fed up of the leaves. I sit there for a lot longer than that, waiting for something to happen. A lot of bird song about, early part of the year. Definite feeling of optimism by the chatter of the birds. I end up filming them as I usually do. It does help break the boredom. An activity around the feeder is always good. You hear that? That was my belly growling. Terrible, isn't it? Even Mr. Pheasant comes in and out. I think he's got other things on his mind at this time of year. We've got plenty of footage of all the birds, including him. But I won't bother you with it. Not too much anyway. Mr. J comes back, or maybe it's even Mrs. J, I'm not sure. Maybe she's come for a fill. I've no idea the telesex between these. But again, I'm not going to shoot, I'm just going to watch. And again, I'm speeding it up for you. Bit of a fidget. Hopped around a bit. And quite happily picked up the grains I'd lobbed on the ledge. I often do that when they got a lid on the feeder. Throw a few freebies on the ledge, get the birds interested. Try to attract the squirrel's attention. And you watch the body language of this jay now. There we go, up he goes. What's happened? He's seen something and it's pushed him off the feeder. And I can see a squirrel coming down a path to the right. So I duck down. I'm trying to pan back the camera. If you look up in the tree, just to the right of the feeder, there he is. I haven't spotted that. I still think he's on the path. That's why I'm panning around, trying to find him. Because I ducked down, I didn't miss the sprint he made for the tree. I've clocked him now though, and he's in trouble. Well, not too much trouble because there's no safe shot there. To shoot him there would be a really dangerous and stupid thing to do, even though I want to kill him. I don't want the pellet careering down the hill. So we end up in a staring contest. This goes on for a while again, till eventually he wins. I think at that point I moved to the side, started watching him on the camera screen, just to see what he'd do. There he is. Now that is a safe shot of a tree and a feeder directly behind his head. Right, we'll take him if he sits there long enough. So he's shuffling around now, picking up the rapid, poking at the hide ever so carefully, and I shoot him in the head. And he drips blood everywhere. As so often happens. Bit of nervous kicking on the floor. Nothing too bad, front end all floppy. Sniff of satisfaction. And taking him clean. And if I hadn't have done my test shot, I might well have missed or wounded him. And precisely because I followed the due diligence path and checked my zero, and my confidence was high in my equipment, we end up with a squirrel on the deck. And this one's convulsing a little bit, so I line up on him for a second shot. I don't think it needed it in hindsight, but at the time I did want to make sure he was dead. Typical movement, back legs twitching. Nothing going on with the head, except 2 pellets going through it, that is. Ideal. Now I am waiting. There was a little shower of rain. That's the end of the rapid barrel poking out. I go back to bird watching. I've heard a lot of birds today. I'm starting to see more and more of them. You can hear the tractor in the background. The owner's going about his daily duties. And on this particular day he's fertilising This pellet fertiliser around the fruit trees. It's tended to push the birds my way. This flock of goldfinches come by. Stunning little creatures. Fair made my day to see them. It seems to be the owner's tractors pushing them all my way. I get out the hide, give up on the day, one squirrel down. I'm not sure what this is. It's quite big for a rat hole. Just over here is a dead rat. I didn't kill it. I think that might be a badger set. So maybe he was stupid enough to go down the hole of a badger and got a duff in. There's the owner and his tractor. He's waved at me and disappeared off. He's got the wrong idea. I was wrapping up anyway. Another session when we only get one squirrel, or even I only get one. But one's better than none. There's a lot of days that happen like this. I just don't tend to show you the video footage. I may do more videos like this in future, just to give some balance to when the days we have 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 20 really good days out. We give them a battering. If you don't mind seeing videos like this, just comment below on what you prefer. I'll go with majority rule on that one. So I hope this has dispelled a few myths that what we do isn't effective in population control. It's only local. If more people did it, it'd be a better job all round. Coming out and getting 1s and 2s should be pretty obvious to you, because we get here quite regularly, that we're keeping on top of the numbers and doing the job the farmers wants us to do. Thank you for watching. If you like this video, please like, subscribe and share. Thank you.